G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I am going to be giving you my 2023 round 17 power rankings. So look, I know there's going to be a lot of fans that disagree with these rankings, and it's fair enough. Just let me know why down in the comments. But yeah, look, we're going to jump in. Some teams are going to be jumping very high. Some teams are going to be plummeting. So let's start off with number 17. Look, I know the Dragons are in a lot of turmoil at the moment, but my 17 is actually going to be the Dogs. They have been extremely disappointing this year. They've got the worst for and against. Yeah, look, I understand the injuries and all that sort of stuff, but I can't rank them any higher than the Tigers, Dragons, well, the Roosters, the Knights. I can't rank them any higher than those teams. So Bulldogs for me, 17th. In 16th, all that turmoil, all that rubbish going on, I've got the Dragons in 16. Like, they are just a club in trouble. I believe they're the second worst for and against. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, they're not looking good this year, and I just think it's going to get worse before it gets better for them. If I'm to predict this, I will say Ben Hunt will get a release before the end of the season. He's going to try his best. He's going to play his best footy, but I just don't think mentally he's going to be there for them. So I do see them probably finishing with the spoon this year. So 16th at the moment is a fair ranking for me, in my opinion. All right, next up is the West Tigers. Again, look, a few injuries here and there. They looked amazing when they beat the Cowboys, absolutely tell them up. They played well against the Rabbitohs. They beat the Panthers. They're looking all right in patches, but it's the injury to Brooks and Appy that really did hurt them. No pun intended, but yeah, look, I think Tigers at 15th is a completely fair ranking. In 14th, I'm going to put the Roosters. Could be a little bit of a controversial one, not going to lie, but I am putting the Roosters at 14. The squad they've got should not be, I think they're sitting at 12th at the moment. They should be a lot higher than that. Absolute disappointment this year, and I think it's absolutely fair for them to be ranked at 14th. All right, coming in at 13th, I have got the Knights. How the hell do you lose to a Panthers reserve grade squad with arguably a fairly full-strength side? Who knows? Not me. But the Knights, yeah, 13th I think is absolutely fair. In 12th, I'm going the Dolphins. The Dolphins, for me, look, they're starting to fall a little bit now, which is disappointing. But look, it was inevitably going to happen. It was going to happen at some point, and unfortunately it happened now. So look, I don't see the Dolphins winning all that many games. Who knows? Wayne Bennett could turn this ship around again and get them playing the footy they were playing earlier on in the year. I just think they've come out, surprised a few teams, and now teams are working them out a little bit more now. And some of those older players, they're getting a few little niggly injuries and stuff like that. So I think 12th at the moment is good for the Finns. All right, in 11th, I'm going the Seagulls. Now, this one, you might go, wow, mate, that is way too high. But to be honest, I thought they played a fairly good brand of footy against the Storm with the injury clouds they had. I thought, they were pretty good against Melbourne, even though they got absolutely pumped. I think the scoreline does not reflect how that game turned out. So, yeah, a few players coming back from Manly this week is going to be a massive positive for them. So I think 11th spot is fair at the moment. All right, in 10th, I'm going the Gold Coast Titans. Titans got a really good win over the Broncos. They look to be playing some decent footy. They really do. I'm liking what I'm seeing with the Titans, and they're starting to correct that second half fade. So hopefully we're talking on the Titans moving up instead of down. Let's hope, fingers crossed. All right, next up in 9th, Rabbitohs fans. Look, I'm a Rabbitohs fan. I'm wearing my grand final jersey. I love the Rabbitohs. I've got my cap on. Absolutely love the Rabbitohs. Got my shorts on. Mate, I am one of the biggest fans you'll ever meet. But if I'm being honest, they've been flat recently. And, I'm not going to be this biased bloke that puts them, in the top 4 because, the Rabbitohs, they're bloody going to win the comp and all this. I do think they will potentially win the comp. I think they are absolutely a contender still. However, At this point of time, they've fallen that far. If they continue, they won't even make the top 8. So I think at the moment, 9th is a fair ranking for them. And in 8th, another team that's fallen, the Sharks. They can't beat a top 8 side. They have not been able to beat a top 8 side all year. And I think that until they do that, I can't rank them any higher. Speaking of a team that's getting ranked higher, is the Cowboys. Cowboys, after that 66-18 flogging, have absolutely turned their season around. They are looking like the real deal once again. Shout out to them. They're on the upwards. Next up, the Raiders. Raiders, for me, they win games. They don't win them well, but they win games. That's all you need to do. They've got a plus minus of like negative 67. Sorry, for and against. I'm talking basketball terms here now. But yeah, look, I think the Raiders, decent so far without being great. Like, look, there's only two ways a Raiders game gets resulted, I guess. The Raiders win by 1-12, or they get beaten 13+. That's the only two outcomes for a Raiders game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. All right, next up. This is so tough because all these teams deserve to be ranked in the top 4. However, I'm going to rank the Warriors at 5th. Now, if you take the Warriors buys away, they're sitting around 5th or 6th. So, look, I think 5th spot is a good ranking for them. I do think they're a top 4 team this year. I really do. I rate the Warriors quite highly now, and I think that they can win a premiership this year. But I just think these 4 teams are sort of tracking a little bit better than them at the moment. Like, we're talking power rankings here. So the Eels are one team that just the momentum has shifted in their favour. So they've got to be a bit higher for me on my power rankings. So next up, though, is Melbourne Storm. Melbourne Storm looking pretty good at the moment. They are looking pretty good. Winning games without Cam Munster. They've put the pieces together. They're looking bloody great. Storm, for me, are 4th. In 3rd is the Parramatta Eels. Again, another team that the momentum has just shot them up the ladder. You take everyone's buys away and have it how they are now. Parramatta are sitting in the top 4. That is crazy to me. Next up, I'm going the Panthers, and I'll explain why in a second. The Panthers got the win on the weekend. They look absolutely amazing without their origin stars. But for me, the Broncos are the number 1 team in the NRL. And I know they just got pumped. Well, not pumped. They got beaten by the Titans. But if you look at it, you take buys away from this all. And the Broncos are sitting comfortably in 1st. Like, yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. But look, that is pretty much my power rankings. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you. But that is going to wrap it up from me, though, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.